Which small businesses are the best businesses to target if you're a digital marketing consultant? Well, the truth is, that is a very broad question, because if I go into the production system in Blam and I see that we've got hundreds of digital marketing consultants all over the world serving small to medium-sized businesses, I will see a huge breadth of different business sectors that are supported. Because the truth is, pretty much every small to medium-sized businesses needs support from a digital marketing consultant. Now, some of them don't realise that, and the ones that don't realise it yet are probably not your ideal client. But the ones that have perhaps tried it or have had bad results in the past, or who are sensible enough to know that they can't do everything themselves, they're the ones that we really like to help the most. And let's face it, in today's world, any small business owner is very focused on growing their own business, and trying to figure out how to become an expert marketer as well is not very high on their to-do list, because they're busy doing what they know best. You know, they're busy fixing cars or running a gym or helping their accountancy clients or whatever it might be. They're not expert digital marketers. And using the car analogy again, if you're a car mechanic, you're not going to be expecting your customers to repair their own cars. You're going to do it for them. It's the same with digital marketing. Because we're the experts, because we know what works best, and because we spend all the time learning the new techniques, the new products, the new innovations, then we can stay on top of all of that and make sure that our customers end up getting the right products and services. So when you become a digital marketing consultant, who do you target? Because it is often say that if you target everybody, you target nobody. And so you still want to decide on a niche or a sector or a customer avatar that you go after. Now, in the Blam Partnership Program, we teach people to narrow that down based on a few variables. Now, quite often it can be a localized target audience. So in other words, a niche can be a local area and a certain sector of business owners who know they need help, who have perhaps got a certain amount of turnover, who are looking to go to the next level and are looking for a safe pair of hands. So a localized audience can be a niche, or it could be a particular sector. It could be that you become a specialist in helping restaurants, or it could be a specialist in helping accountancy firms or lawyers or gyms or car mechanics or whatever the sector might be. And my advice is, it's good if it's a sector that you've got some kind of prior knowledge with, because when you go in and then talk turkey with them and you help them with their marketing, you've got something to reflect on and some kind of understanding of what that is. So we've got Blam partners, for example, who are experts in helping lawyers or helping golf clubs, or it might be helping restaurants or hotels. We could be the wellness space. There's a broad, there's hundreds of different sectors, and the ones that you become specialist in, typically the ones that you resonate with and you enjoy helping. Because really that's what it's all about. When you're a digital marketing consultant, typically you end up becoming quite close to your clients. I've still got many friends that I've made over the years that started out as my customers. But because we're entrepreneurs, we talk the same language. And I tend to find that we get on really well because we are entrepreneurs. We like talking about business, and we like helping other entrepreneurs grow their businesses. It's one of the most rewarding things about being a digital marketing consultant, is you really do get under the hood of what's going on in somebody's business, because you need to understand their business, you need to understand their drivers, you need to understand their customer avatar, who is it they're trying to attract. You need to understand their numbers. How many leads do they really need? What's their charging mechanism? What kind of conversion rates are they looking for? When you start to understand all these things and you start to get a few clients in the same sector, you start to talk their language more, and you start to understand how you can help them more effectively. And the great news with Blam is, because we've got hundreds and hundreds of clients that we're doing digital marketing for, typically we've got data on pretty much every sector you can think of, and experience in such a broad range of sectors in lots of different countries. We've worked in over 10 different countries, and we've got campaigns running all over the world in all different sectors. And so the team at Blam have got that in-depth knowledge of all these different variables, which means that your team as a Blam partner can help all these different sectors with that knowledge that's in there. So choose your sector wisely so that you resonate with it. You don't really want to be working in a sector that doesn't excite you or you're not interested in, because that will come across. But because there is such a broad range of sectors, that shouldn't be too difficult. And for example, one of the sectors that personally I've worked in the past is the local audience. Because if you live in a local area that you've got a passion for, and that you start to understand the local economy and you understand the local audience, then that is a niche in itself, and that can affect multiple different businesses, and the referrals can come along much easier. And referrals are the best way of growing your digital marketing agency, and that comes as you start to get traction. So in answer to the original question, there is no perfect niche when you're actually running a business. There's no perfect sector when you're running your agency, but there will be one for you. There will be a niche that suits you. Choose it wisely. You don't always know it straight away. You don't always have this, sort of psychic ability to know that's definitely my niche from the start. But as you start to work on your business, as you start to grow, quite often it will bubble to the surface as you start working with one particular client that you really resonate with that might lead to another in the same sector. Before you know it, you've developed a niche. You don't always have to have one niche either. When I was running my digital agency, I started off with a niche that was hotels, and it actually evolved to spas and sort of wellness retreats and that kind of thing, because I got referrals in that sector. At the same time, I was also had a niche that was in motorsport, and that motorsport used to be helping race clients, and it would end up being livery on their car, their websites, their advertising, their marketing, and I really enjoyed that. I'm a bit of a car enthusiast, and I found that really exciting. And that then led to helping engineering companies that were supporting the automotive industry and the motorsport industry. And so that evolved to me getting some engineering clients. So you don't have to stick to one niche, and you can create these speciality industry sectors, and they do cross over. And so as you build your business, you could end up with multiple niches, all of which you resonate with you and you find exciting. If you want to find out more about running your own digital marketing agency, check below. You'll find out more about Blam and how we do it. If you've got anything that you want me to talk about on these videos, drop it in the chat, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.